Michael Consuelos is Kelly's spouse, and the couple has 3 children together. Alyssa Ripa is completely devoted to her TV role and never stops giving people an inside look at her life as a mother of 3. When the blonde beauty gave birth to her daughter Lola, she went a step further by shocking the freshly postpartum star by calling into her show hours later. On the Not Going to Lie podcast, Kelly recounted Lola's birth tale, mentioning that her daughter's impeccable timing allowed live viewers to witness her first few hours of life. The timing was absolutely perfect, thanks to Lola. Perfectly timed. I went into labor about 14 hours before she was born on Father's Day. The nurses brought in a Polaroid picture of my husband with his head in the bassinet and her hand around his finger. They said, "There's a new woman in your husband's life." I'm looking at the clock and I think I'm going to be able to call in, the TV personality said. "If there's any way you can call in, that would be great," they said, continuing her story. I rang in, and sure enough, they informed me. "Oh, she's here." "She is indeed here," I confirmed. "It's a girl. I adore her." It was hilarious that she had perfected the art of timing her announcement throughout the show, such a good child. According to the 54-year-old, she had to temper the expectations of the doctors and nurses in the room when they thought they would be featured on TV. Kelly continued, "I'm scared no one will be featured on television." She informed me that my voice will be heard over a phone line connected to a television studio. Everyone was probably quite pumped up to be able to phone into Reggie's Phil Bin, who was like a cultural icon at the time. Kelly had planned to call into the show to tell the world the happy news, but Lola's timing was just right. She revealed this in a past episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. "I went on the show even though she was delivered at 6:30 in the morning. It had been scheduled by gentlemen. Aimed to exit the operating room no later than 9:15, he said. Her story was based on a real-life occurrence. "Listen, I absolutely must be on television," I exclaimed. "Subject matter, content. So you believe you're amazing for making eggs? I wish we could hurry up with this C-section." Kelly and her husband and live co-star Mark Consuelos have a daughter, Lola. Michael, now 28 years old, and Dwaken, now 22 years old, are their proud children. Currently based in London, Lola is a rising star in the music industry who has released several singles such as Paranoia, Silver Lining, Divine Timing, and Rolls. As a child, the 24-year-old Kelly appeared regularly on her mother's show. Later, on her podcast, Not Going to Lie, she explained how her millions of listeners helped raise her. "When my kids were little, they had the opportunity to come on and do like little segments and people got a glimpse into their lives," she said about. "People don't get the chance to routinely check in with them once they grow up, move out, and in some situations even leave the country. Because I feel like they had a communal experience, I think it's vital to let others in sometimes. My kids had a group childhood," she continued. "It seemed like if they were blessed with an abundance of aunts, uncles, and grandparents." Kelly Ripa has always been open and honest with her followers about her life as a TV anchor and mother of 3. However, a certain anecdote from yesteryear has lately set off a frenzy of praise and mirth. The star of Live with Kelly and Mark revealed that the birth of her daughter Lola was almost broadcast live only hours after the procedure. Kelly recently discussed the significant day in 2001 on an edition of the Not Gonna Lie podcast. That day was when she and her husband, actor Mark Consuelos, welcomed their only daughter into this world. The fact that she was able to call into the show immediately after giving birth, as well as the fact that the birth occurred on Father's Day, made the birth unforgettable. It almost coincided with her hosting duties on Live. The timing was absolutely perfect, thanks to Lola. "What brilliant timing," Kelly quipped on the podcast. She detailed the start of labor, which occurred just under 14 hours before Lola's arrival, and the incredible feat of staying connected to her audience despite all the challenges. With a Polaroid photo of her husband holding their newborn baby in his arms, the TV celebrity vividly described the moment when the nurses entered the room after the birth. Their arrival was accompanied by a photograph of Mark resting his head in the bassinet, his little hand encircled by Lola's. With a pleasant nostalgic feeling, Kelly recalled her voice. "They informed me, there's a new woman in your husband's life. Kelly, A new mother found herself preoccupied with it.